So hello and welcome anime viewers and watchers to another brand new video. Today we'll be talking about the top 7 magic anime with an overpowered main character. At number 7 on our list we have the Irregular at Magic High School. A century has passed since magic has become recognized as a formal technology instead of the product of the occult or folklore. The season of spring and it is time for a brand new school year. At the National Magic University First Affiliate High School Aka Magic High School, students are divided into two distinct groups according to their academic performance. The Bloom, who demonstrated its highest grades, are enrolled in the first course, and the Weed, who have poor academic record, are enrolled in the second course. This spring, a very peculiar brother and sister enroll as new students. The brother is an underachiever with some deficiencies and enrolls as a Weed, while his younger sister is an honor student who enrolls as a Bloom. Ever since these two have entered through the gates of this prestigious school, the calm campus was beginning to change. At number 6 on our list we have Beezlebub. According to legend, Beezlebub, one of the seven princes of hell, betrayed God and was banished from heaven for eternity. Beezlebub now leads the kingdom of Pandemonium, where all former angels roam and work every single day of their immortal lives. A devil like him would have given people chills at the mere intention of his name. But what if Beelzebub is not as evil as initially thought? What if he's obsessed with fluffy things? This is what the new assistant Murin discovers when he is hired to serve Her Majesty Beelzebub. She may know exactly what to do to keep Pandemonium running like clockwork whenever she leaves the professionalism of the office. The girl needs some assistance in order to function like normal devil. As much as Murin can't stand being unprofessional, he is uncertainly obsessed with her adorable antiques, and his new job teaches him that everything is not exactly what it seems, especially with the other head devils of Pandemonium. At number 5 we have the Akashic records of Bastard Magic Instructor. The Aldnaoh Empire is home to one of the most distinguished magic schools in the world, the Aldnaoh Imperial Magic Academy. Here, ambitious young students undergo training to become competent magicians. Cecile Fibel, a stern noble girl, and her bright-eyed best friend Rumia Tingle attend the academy determined to cultivate their magic skills. However, their world is thrown for a loop when their favorite teacher suddenly retires and the enigmatic Glenn Rida replaces him. His lazy and indifferent attitude towards life and magic quickly puts him at odds with his class. What's more, nefarious forces hidden within the Empire walls start to become active, and Sistine, Rumi, and Glenn find themselves caught up in their schemes. At number 4 we have Aldnaoh Zero. The discovery of a hypergate on the moon once allowed the human race to teleport to Mars. Those who choose to settle there unearth the technology far more advanced than that of their home planet, which they named Aldnaoh. This discovery led to the founding of the world's empire of Mars and declaration of war against the Terrans, those who stayed behind on Earth. However, a battle on the moon, later called Heaven's Fall, caused the hypergate to explode, destroying the moon and leading the two planets to establish an uneasy ceasefire. 15 years later, high school student Inao Kaizuka witnesses the plotted assassination of the world's empire princess. Asylum weds a Lucia, who has come to Earth in hopes of repairing the relationship between the empire and its homeland. In the face of this insurmountable enemy, Inao and his friends must now fight with against the world's empires to settle the war once and for all. At number 3 we have Magi. 14 years ago, mysterious buildings called dungeons started to rise in various places around the world. Within these dungeons, powerful beings called the Dijins rules over. When a person successfully conquers the dungeon, the Dijin offers their immense strength in the form of metal vessels, recognizing him or her as their worthy king candidate. Adventurers from many empires and kingdoms venture into the dungeon in search of their bountiful treasures and the power of Dijins. However, to travel through them is not an easy task, and only Magi, the legendary magicians who choose kings and develop countries, can guide people through. After being trapped in a room for most of his life, a young Magi named Aladdin finally sets out on a journey to explore the world along with his friend Dijin named Ugo, who can summon from his flute. However, a series of fateful encounters, Aladdin meets new various friends and allies, and together they begin an adventure that will change the fate of this world. At number 2 we have That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. 13-year-old Satao Mikami is a typical corporate worker who is perfectly content with his monotonous lifestyle in Tokyo. Other than falling to nail down a girlfriend even once throughout his life, in the midst of a casual encounter with his colleague, he falls victim to a random assassination on the street. However, while succumbing to his injuries, a peculiar voice echoes in his mind and rectifies a bunch of commands which a dying man cannot make sense of. When Satoru regains consciousness, he discovers that he is reincarnated as a group of slime in an unfamiliar realm. In doing so, he acquires newfound skill, notably the power to devour anything that mimic its experience and abilities. Storm Dragon Veldora, who has been sealed away for the past 300 years for devastating a town to ashes, has now been stumbled. Sympathetic to his predicament, Satoru befriends him, promising to assist in destroying the seal. In return, Veldora bestows upon him the name Rimuru Tempest to grant him divine protection. And finally, at number 1, we have Mushoku Tensei. Despite being bullied, scorned, and oppressed all of his life, a 34-year-old shut-in still found to resolve to attempt something heroic, only for it to end in a tragic accident. But in the twist of fate, he awakens in another world as Rudius Greywarch, starting his life again as a baby born to two lovely young parents. Preserving his memories and knowledge from his previous life, Rudius quickly adapts to the new environment with the mind of a grown adult. He starts to display magic talent that exceeds all expectations. Honing his skills with the help of mage named Roxy Midgura, Rudius learns swordsplay from his father Paul and meets Cephaly, a girl who is age who quickly becomes his closest friend. As Rudius' second chance at life begins, he tries to make the most of his new opportunity while conquering his traumatic past, and perhaps one day he may find the one thing he could not find in this world: love. Well, that was all for the video. Make sure to like, share and subscribe this channel, and also press the bell icon cause this really makes me happy. Well, that was all for the video, so goodbye and sayonara.